on Colonial Sports Center. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another great edition of Colonial Sports Center. Joey, we're a week away from turkey time, and with turkey time, we're all thinking about getting full, but we've been full of a lot of RMU sports, of course, Joey.
Yeah, both basketball teams were in action this week, and we got a special little interview later in the show with top 5 plays, of course, ending us the show. I mean, it's a big one this week.
Yeah, and there's some.
It's a full show. It's a full show.
Full show. There's going to be some hateful stuff said on the show, but all in good taste. But it's going to be exciting coming up a few weeks. Big rivalry coming up. But Joey, right now we've got a Woj bomb. Right? We've got a Woj bomb.
We do have a Woj bomb. The men's basketball team took on the St. Bonaventure Bonnies tonight, and the game ended just a little bit ago. Let's take a look at how the Colonials fared in this one, as we see here that they took a loss to St. Bonaventure, 75-61. Josh Hill for the Colonials, 19-10 for the game, and then Nicholas Hidakuzis with a 13-point game, 5 rebounds, and the Bonnies just so much better on the glass tonight, and to hit a couple more threes than the Colonials did, and that was honestly the difference in this game.
Yeah, like I was saying, Woj bomb, because the GM is Adrian Wojnarowski, former big-time NBA reporter, and he's got his team looking against the Colonials. Whenever you can hold Chidikudis to only 5 rebounds in the game, that spells trouble for this Colonials team for sure.
Yeah, and for the Bonnies, Frank Mitchell, 19 points, 16 rebounds, huge on the glass for the Bonnies, and now the Colonials fall down to 3-2 on the season. Unfortunate for them, but they're gonna be action. They're gonna be in some action this weekend against Monmouth. Trying to get a little bit of a get-back game. Unfortunate loss here. They're playing pretty well, and now got to go into the next game looking for a win.
Yeah, this is a team, of course, still trying to figure things out, as last season's team did, before they went to March Madness. We'll see if they can replicate that. But Joey, of course, that's not all of our basketball action. Nope. As of course, you're going to see a lot of Duquesne during this show, but earlier this week on Tuesday night, the women's basketball team were back at the UPMC Event Center to play the Duquesne Dukes. Both teams undefeated this one in a matchup going back to 1978, but the Colonials have not won since 2009. So let's see how they fared in this ball game. A big-time Pittsburgh area matchup early in the first quarter here. Joey, attendance record tonight, 1,255 points, and they're going to get it started with a Noah Givon 3 right there. Let me tell you, she's going to be on fire tonight.
A lot of threes in that game for Givon, so we're going to be seeing a lot of her in this highlight reel.
But Duquesne is going to keep it close, okay, Joey? It's not out of it. They're not going to be out of it this whole game. It is back and forth. You're going to see a lot of good ball movement here from the Dukes, and Mackenzie Blackford wide open for the 3 on this one.
Yeah, the Colonials started out very hot, but then the Duquesne Dukes came back and honestly kind of took away some of the momentum that the Colonials built up, and then, tight ball game into the second quarter.
Yeah, in the second quarter still, it's back up to Givon. She hits another 3. She was 5 of 9 on the night from the 3-point line. And again, Jada Lee, who was great on defense all night, says, "Green bean right there. You better step up and guard me," because she's just going to splash a 3 right there. Now we get close to the end of the second. Who is it, Joey?
Another one. Noah Givon for 3, her third of the game at this point.
Puts the Colonials up a few going into halftime, now into the third quarter. Good ball movement from the Colonials. It's Traore. Another big 3 ball for the Colonials, but Traore is not done yet. Givon gets to the outside. She's wide open in the corner. Splash from Traore on that one.
Big sequence here for Traore as the Dukes are trying to get back into this one. And Traore, locking down on some defense with a huge block right there. And then we see Livingston's going to give it up to the Givon for another score for the Colonials.
Colonials defense came big at times. Jada Lee had 4 steals. Traore with a big block there. But like we said, Duquesne, they're going to keep it close even after RMU took a double-digit lead. And they're going back and forth. A long 3 ball. The bank was open right there for Alexis Bordas, but the Colonials tie it up. And Givon's got the ball. She's driving in. They're scared, but they don't put a hand up, and she gets the easy layup for the Colonials to go up right there.
Scores like that, you need to put a hand up, especially when a player is hot like Givon was.
Yeah, but it's a tie ball game, under a minute left. Jada Lee looking for anything. Can she find it? Aislinn Malcolm, who was injured earlier in the game, she puts up, gets her own offensive rebound, and one right there. Aislinn Malcolm, who had her least amount of minutes after being the top scorer on the season for the Colonials, comes in and gets the clutch basket right there.
Big players make big time plays. That's all I have to say about that play right there.
Jada Lee misses a free throw. She's going to make her second. So the Colonials are sweating on this possession. Duquesne looking to find something. Can they get it? It's up. It's no good. Rebound, Traore. That is going to do it for the Colonials. They win this one 64-62. Let's see words from No Gavone and Coach McCabe.
Yeah, these kids are really resilient. They really wanted to win this game. You could tell all week in practice they were really locked in. You know, we had a couple of big keys, but the end one was just play harder. Play harder than them. We think we can win. They were incredible teammates. They were an incredible team. Just really happy with the result. I mean, it was tough. Like, all we kept telling our post was battle. Just battle. Play super hard. You know, you get fouls, you get fouls. We obviously made some adjustments. We were fronting to start. Then we trapped a little bit to start. But, you know, we made a lot of shots. They can't rebound off of that. That helps a lot. You know, one of the major keys was to box them out and limit the offensive rebounds. So I thought we did a pretty good job of that. Still room to improve, but that's a huge piece. We tell our ladies, if we out-rebound the opponent, we almost always are going to win that game. I think just how collectively we've come together as a unit, it almost like fills me up because these kids are from all over the place, but we have 7 locally that kind of had a chip on their shoulder. We motivated them from last year. There were some post-game comments that were a little off-putting, I think, to say the least. And, you know, it's a 4-game series. We got to go play them again next year. And one thing about Dan Burt, he's always going to have a good team. We should do it every year. Dan says the same thing. He's all for it. So we have a 4-year contract. We have 2 more years with Duquesne home and away. So it's huge. It's something that I know I wanted to make a point of as well, especially recruiting these local players. And so, again, there's a little bit more motivation with them, but Noah wants to win every game too. She's from Israel, so.
It's really special. Obviously, it's my last year, so I just want to win and win it all. It's like all I want.
Big win for this Colonials team against a rival right there to stay undefeated on the season, Joey.
Yeah, you know, in-town rivalry, huge games there, especially when both teams are good, always creates for exciting matchups.
But Joey, when we come back, we're going to stick with this rivalry because football has got a big game coming up. You won't want to miss it here on Colonial Sports Center.
The death of George Floyd, who died in police custody Monday night.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation. It's going to take more than just us, you know, as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to help us make a change because it just can't be us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Joey, like we said before the break, that was a big rivalry for the women's basketball team against Duquesne, but what's happening this week that's got us so excited still?
It's Duquesne week.
Of course, the football team, they're also playing Duquesne, and there's a lot of hype around campus. We have banned the letter D on campus, big red X. All right, none of that.
No.
None of that this
Nope.
week, Joey. Absolutely not, for sure. It's a huge matchup, lots of hatred, a lot of intense rivalry coming up. between these two teams. Joey, let's look real quick at the last time these two teams played. RMU took a big win way back in 2019,
Yep.
pre-COVID stuff, Joey.
2019, a big win for the Colonials, a 41-21 victory over the Dukes. You know, as we see here for the defense, 2 pick sixes, 4 interceptions on the game. Casey, that's a huge defensive showing for the Colonials last time they played here at the Joe Walton Stadium.
It's something they're definitely going to want to try to do again. Will they do it? I am not sure, but someone who might be sure, might be able to predict what exactly is going to happen, is our football specialist, Cam Wickline, a familiar face on the show. We've got him here right now, live from Mount Washington. Cam, how are you doing? Are you not cold right now? I see you're just in a short sleeve right there.
No, I'm not cold because I'm filled with the fire of hatred that I have for the University of Duquesne. I know all Robert Morris students, faculty, fans, and anyone associated with this university feel the same way, Case.
It's a big matchup for sure, Cam, and I know you're excited about it, but factually speaking, right now, RMU, they sit at 3-8. Duquesne, they sit at 6-5. So despite the record difference between these two teams, what does a win mean for both of these teams?
You know, Case, first things first, throw the records out of the window. This game is about hatred. You can always throw the records out of the window in rivalry games. The big ones, Michigan, Ohio State, Texas, Oklahoma. The records never matter, and this is an example of that, especially after what happened last year when RMU got whooped 31-6 at Duquesne's place. They're looking to get their revenge. This game, the universities are only separated by 18 miles. These kids know each other. They've grown up playing against each other. There is real hatred between these two. The fans all don't like each other either. I know that I've been making fun of my friends all week that go to Duquesne. They've been giving me the same stuff back, saying that Robert Morris doesn't really have a chance. So this game is about pride for the Colonials. As for the Dukes, there's a little bit more on the line. If they can win, with a Central Connecticut loss, they'd get a share for first place in the NEC Conference, which is even more of a reason why the Colonials are going to want to take this one from the Dukes.
Well, Cam, for the Colonials to take this one from the Dukes, as you said, and break their hearts and keep them from a chance at sharing the title, what do they need to do to win this game?
The Colonials need Ethan Shine to get going. Duquesne has the second best run defense in the NEC, and if Ethan Shine can get going, he is going to be the reason they win. He's first in rushing attempts in the NEC, so they're going to try to go through him no matter what. It doesn't matter what Duquesne's strengths are. Sometimes you have to play to yours regardless of what the other team does, and Ethan Shine just simply is one of those strengths. Now, regardless of if Shine gets going or not, the Dukes score almost 30 points a game. Robert Morris simply does not have that kind of offensive firepower, especially if they are going to go with the run game all day. The defense needs to step up, and I think the big key in this game is turnovers. It's no secret, no matter what team's playing what team, turnovers are what make teams good. If you can win the turnover battle, you've got a really good shot at keeping things in your favor, especially if RMU then gets the run game going, dominates time possession. You can squeeze the life out of this Duquesne team before they even get the chance to get their offensive explosion going.
Yeah, Cam, like we said, last time the Dukes came here to RMU, Colonials had 2 pick sixes in that game. And that was huge to win that one. And, of course, the RMU run game on both sides of the ball has been a little questionable. We'll see if they can shore it up in this rivalry matchup. But outside the run game, of course, the big part of football is the passing game. For the Colonials, it's been a bit of a carousel at quarterback, like we said on CSC last week. So going into this one, Cam, who should start at QB and who will start at QB?
Now, Case, it's a little difficult to answer this question. Most people know Zach Tanner should be the guy starting, but given this is college athletics, it's sometimes a lot harder to narrow down injuries and what's going on with players, specifically like Zach Tanner. You don't know if he's going to play. I'm going to assume he isn't going to play, given that he didn't play last week. The 2 quarterbacks that did go last week, Jake Wolf, Amir Dudley, both of them kind of struggled. That being said, if I had to pick between one of the 2 of them this week for the Colonials, it'd have to be Jake Wolf. He's averaging more yards per attempt in the air and more yards per carry on the ground. They're both kind of dual threats, but if I can get a guy who's going to play quarterback and still give me 5.2 yards per carry on the ground, Jake Wolf is going to be that guy. He'd be the one I choose. But it wouldn't shock me if what Bernard Clark does is ends up just trying to find the hot hand. It seems like that's what he always tries to do at the quarterback position. This isn't the first time the Colonials have kind of struggled to find a guy to take over that quarterback spot. And in previous years, whenever this has happened, he's always kind of floated guys in and out, tried to figure out who gives them the best chance to win that given Saturday. It's not necessarily the same people every Saturday. So Jake Wolf would be my pick, but if I can give a more annoying answer, it'd be whoever gives the team the best chance to win.
Yeah, Cam, gonna be an intense matchup. Thanks for your input. You're gonna go take a dip in the Allegheny to cool yourself off from that fire of hatred.
I might, Case. Before I get out of here, I just got to mention the Duquesne rings are stupid. I don't know why they care so much about them. Every university gives out rings. For some reason, they're really proud of theirs. We all get them, Duquesne. You guys still suck. All right, I'm out of here.
All right, Cam. Enjoy your night. Thanks for being on the show.
Of course.
Well, Joey, good words from Cam, but we're not done with the hate, Joey.
No, we're not done. Our very own Brett McGould took to the streets of Bobby Moe, for some Bobby Moe on the street to see the hatred towards Duquesne that RMU students have on campus.
Thanks, guys, and welcome to a special CS.
Yeah, it did.
And just a lot of hatred, towards the Dukes here on campus. Not many people on campus like the Duquesne Dukes. Just down the road here from Bobby Moe, as what Cam said a little bit, just less than like a half hour away.
It's a lot of hate, Joey. We will see what happens in this one. But, Joey, when we come back, because we're not done just yet, it's still hockey time in Moon Township. And, of course, later in the show, it's going to be our top 5 plays. So stick around here on Colonial Sports Center.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
Unplugged. It's cooked.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. As Casey mentioned before, it's full swing for the hockey teams. Both teams were in action this past weekend down at the ice here at RMU. So let's take a look at how the men's team took on against RIT this weekend. A sweep by the Colonials, by RIT, 2-1 in the first matchup, 3-2 in the second matchup.
Yeah, Joey, it was a tough one here for the Colonials. Now let's move on to the women's, though. Let's see how they did as well. And it was another tough couple of losses here. The women's hockey team coming off of 4 straight losses, all in the AHA. They go to non-conference in this one, and they lose 2 more. So 6 straight losses now for the women's team. Just been a tough stretch for them. They're back in the AHA this weekend against Lindenwood for a series. So, Joey, we'll see if both these teams can bounce back.
Yeah, both of them play Lindenwood this weekend, so both of them looking to get 2 wins back after their setback this past weekend. So we'll have to see how those 2 teams do.
Yeah, Joey, but a team that did really well last season is the softball team. And I know it's almost Thanksgiving time, so you might not be thinking right now about softball, but you probably should. And so to get more of a word on that, we've got our guy, Nate Fennell. He sat down with the head coach of the softball team, Jex Varner. And so going into his 8th season, he's got some words for us. So let's send it over to Nate and Jex.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I am indeed here with the reigning Horizon League champion, head coach Jex Varner. Coach, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It was great.
And then, so my first question for you, what's the off-season been like for you and your team as the Horizon League champs?
It's been a good one. I mean, we have 7 freshmen, and we have a couple of transfers as well, so there's been a lot of pieces kind of moving together and trying to start to learn each other, and it's been one of kind of finding some competitiveness amongst each other and really kind of growing to know each other a little bit more, which is always part of the fall, but I think with as many new faces is a pretty big piece for that. So,
what does it mean for your team that you're going to be having 14 players returning this season from last year's championship roster?
It's huge. It's huge, and we are very deliberate and very intentional with the way that we build our roster and the way that we do things. Is that we had an amazing group of seniors last year, and every single one of them had big moments for us in their careers and in that senior year. But you build a program for continued success, not just for one moment and then you have to rebuild. We're here to reload, and we've got a really great group of young women that have come back and a great core of women that it's not a rebuild, it's a reload in so many ways, that they're ready to take the next steps in their game, and then those who maybe didn't play a whole lot last year, or they're freshmen coming in, they're ready to step up and take advantage of now their new opportunities. And I think that's how you build continuous success over multiple years.
And then in terms of your roster, it really doesn't seem like in this new era of the NCAA where the transfer portal is seemingly impacting almost every team in every sport. RMU softball is not one of them. And then adding on to that, your team seems to do a lot of like team building stuff as reflected on their social medias and everything. So what is it about you and your staff that you've been able to build such a strong culture here at RMU?
First and foremost, I appreciate that. Those are one of the most gratifying things to hear. When you hear about how your young women are and how they're perceived and what you build in a program, I truly, that kind of give me goosebumps. So I appreciate that very much. They are an amazing group. I think if there's anything that we quote unquote do, it's really give them the space to be who they are and to understand that they are loved and they are appreciated for who they are as young women and who they are as students and who they are as ball players, and they're valued as those and they're seen as those, and that we're here to make the game fun, and we're here to compete and help you grow to the best person that you can be. To be the recruiting tagline or whatever that we use along the way is I'm here to help you be the young professional that you want to be, the best young mother that you want to be, the best daughter that you want to be as you leave here. And you're going to learn a lot through our program in those things, from the time that you build, the friendships that you build, and the moments that we have not only on the field but off the field as well, of how important and impactful they are for your life as you leave this school. And when you understand that and when you value that, I think as a coaching staff and as a program, that attracts a lot of people. And when you have great young women that you have, that we have, it attracts people from the outside who want to be a part of it, whether they're recruits or whether it's transfers that we've brought in. They see their friends that maybe they played with in high school and having an amazing experience, and they want to be a part of that too. And that's really, I think, a special thing for us.
My last question for you, it's obviously the holiday season, Thanksgiving coming up. We've had some Century Media members recently ranking their top 5 Thanksgiving foods.
Okay.
And I gotta be honest with you, the list is not good. It is simply not good. And I think I can trust you to give me a good top 5 Thanksgiving foods.
Okay.
So what do you got for me? What are your top 5?
Number one, I love this question. I love this. We've actually been having that with our academic meetings this week. I think this might be one of the most polarizing questions on the planet. There are favorite dishes and there's dishes that like most overrated. I think when you do turkey well, and we will fry pieces of turkey, I think a good fried turkey is absolutely phenomenal. I will go with that kind of as, now trying top 5. I love a good stuffing with gravy, so I'm probably 2-ish there. You really can't go wrong with mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is absolutely phenomenal. So there's 3. I'm a dessert person. So my mom's pumpkin pie and just pumpkin pie in general, that might actually just be 1.
That's the right pie for sure.
Right, for sure. And then for just to, our girls would love this because they know me and they will mess with me all the time. Dinner rolls. Dinner rolls and a good honey cinnamon butter. Phenomenal. So I might not have a whole lot left in my stomach for Thanksgiving food after the dinner rolls, but I think those are top 5 that are always on my plate and always find a way.
Coach, I'm really not sure what's better, the list you had there or the championship season you and your team had last year. That's all I've got for you. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to send it back to the guys now.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Nate and Coach Varner, for sitting down. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Sounds like it's going to be a full one as well. But, Joey, when we come back, of course, it's going to be time. It is our top 5 plays of the week, so stick around right here on Colonial Sports Center.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Let's see women's basketball. Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel smaller. Can't help but get lost again. If I need a break, know where I'm going. Where the water's flowing, I'd rather be floating. If it's something I can count on to be free.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Well, Joey, I've been hungry, you've been hungry. It's time. It's our top 5 plays. Number 5 is right here. Jason Jenkins, a fake punt and gain for 24 yards. Big time play, big time fake.
Yep, number 4 here, a couple minutes into the third. Noah Gavon's going to drive down the lane, pass it over to Miriam Trayor for 3. Bang, her third 3 of the game for the Colonials, extending the lead to 8 there. And now Duquesne's on the attack, trying to respond here. And then red shirt Gabby Gretham Medley goes up. Myram blocks it there. Livingston kicks it out to Gavon for the layup. Huge sequence there for the Colonials. Puts them up 10 near midway through the third quarter.
Yeah, it was a big win there for the Colonials as well. Now we go back to football. It's going to go to a guy that Cam said needs to have a big game. Ethan Shine's going to break a few tackles and go in for the touchdown right there.
Huge play by Shine there. Number 2, Jada Lee's going to take it to the elbow. She's going to be looking out for some options. Looks it over the pit transfer, Aislinn Malcolm. She's going to get the layup. Rebounds it up there. And 1 there for the Colonials there. Huge play by Malcolm. Big time players make big time plays there. She was a little cold on the night, but right there, huge for the Colonials.
Yeah, on to number 1, Joey. This is our turkey of the day, and this RMU men's hockey save right here by Schenkel. It's no good for them, but they shoot it again. Schenkel saves. Schenkel saves again. That's all we have here for Colonial Sports Center. We will see you all next 2 weeks because enjoy your Thanksgiving.